One thing that I feel sets Modern Family apart from other sitcoms is its main cast. With the show being about an extended family, the show is of course going to have a very large cast, as we're following multiple connected families. The show starts with a main cast of 10 and later increases to 13. And while not every character gets focus in every single episode, especially the kids, with them not even appearing in some episodes, more so the later ones, a lot of the time they try to give most, if not all of the characters something to do. Many shows follow the structure of 2 to 3 storylines per episode. And while some Modern Family episodes do follow this structure, many of them have a lot more going on. I think the best way to display this is to look at the amount of storylines in a single episode. So let's take a look at Season 3, Episode 16, Virgin Territory. In this episode, Phil learns Haley isn't a virgin, and that's the emotional core of the episode. But also, Jay finds out that Mitch lied to him about getting a hole-in-one in golf many years ago. Claire says she's going to yoga, leading to Gloria wanting to join, but Claire doesn't let her join. So Gloria follows her and finds out she goes to a shooting range. Cam gets injured and stays in the Dunphys' house, where he searches for Tupperware that he believes Claire took and didn't give back. Lily's doll needs to be taken back to the store to be repaired, leading to Alex saying she never understood dolls and later wanting one. And Luke and Manny drive Cam's car to impress a girl Manny likes. That's 6 stories in one episode, double what most sitcoms give you. However, none of the stories feel like they aren't given the time they need, because they know what parts to give the most focus to. The stories also intertwine a lot, making them move faster and making them all feel connected and giving the stories more time as they overlap. In the first scene, they're all eating together, and in this scene, Cam brings up the Tupperware that he thinks Claire took. Mitch reveals that Jay's hole-in-one was fake, and the concept of the statute of limitations on things they've done in the past is brought up, which will come back into play at the end of the episode. The scene also sets up Luke and Manny's resentment towards Lily, which leads to them building a trap, which leads to Cam getting injured, setting up his plot, and Lily's doll getting damaged, which leads to Phil, Haley, Alex, and Lily all going to the store. With the scene of them driving there setting up Alex's plot and setting Phil and Haley's plot, the emotional core of the episode, into motion. Cam is left to rest on the couch after getting injured, and Claire lies about where she's going and leaves. And Cam encourages Gloria to follow Claire so he can be alone to look for the Tupperware, brought up in the first scene. And Cam also talks to Mitch about Jay being mad about the hole-in-one story, leading to Cam also encouraging Mitch to leave so he can be alone again. After a few scenes furthering individual stories, we cut back to Cam, still looking for the Tupperware, where he then asks Luke and Manny to wash his car, setting their story into motion. And Alex is a scene with the doll that then leads to her later asking Phil for one, which ties into the Haley story in a sweet way. And when Luke and Manny come back in Cam's car, Luke says they aren't gonna tell anyone until years later because of the concept of the statute of limitations brought up earlier in the episode. So many of these short scenes tie into and further multiple stories of the episode. It also allows the episode to move quickly, as the story feels very fast when multiple plots are furthered in just one scene. The plot interceptions are even more entertaining in episodes where most of, if not all of the characters are in the same location. In episodes like Season 5, Episode 7, Affair to Remember, and Season 8, Episode 9, Snowball. The amount of stories in every episode also allows the show to give us a lot of different character pairings throughout the show's 11 seasons. While we see a lot of some relationships like Mitch and Jay, Claire and Haley, and Phil and Luke, the show throughout its run gives us spotlights on many lesser seen relationships, like Mitch and Alex, Cam and Luke, and Haley and Luke. But while it is rare, there are some times where the story feels a bit too short. Like in Season 3, Episode 20, The Last Waltz, where there's a story where Haley tricks Gloria into letting her have a pool party at her house, with Manny as the chaperone. That's a funny setup, and the episode spends a full minute setting it up, which doesn't sound like a lot, but as I said before, the episodes are usually pretty fast-paced. So it's definitely not unheard of for the show to spend a minute setting up a plot, but when that time is dedicated to it, you expect it to last longer than 2 scenes. that together last a cumulative time of 1 minute and 41 seconds. Not even double the amount of time it took to set it up. Over a third of this story's runtime is just setup. I think the problem here was that this story, with a lot of potential for comedy, was just put in an episode that simply didn't have the time for it. And a simpler story should have taken its place, and this plot could have been put in an episode that had more time for it. Every episode having a lot of stories also leads to some episodes having multiple stories that are more emotional. And this can lead to multiple emotional stories that do a great job complementing each other. Like, despite me just complaining about one of its subplots, I do love the 2 heartwarming resolutions of The Last Waltz that come one after the other. Or in Season 5, Episode 22, Message Received, with the combination of the very emotional and sweet resolution of the Phil and Claire story, and the very emotional and sad resolution of the Mitch and Cam story. Or between the sad but sweet resolution to Manny's story and the upbeat and sweet resolution to the Dunphys story in Season 6, Episode 4, Marco Polo. I feel most episodes of this show benefit a lot from the large quantity of storylines. They allow for more opportunities for comedy and make the episodes more fast-paced and entertaining.